let me ask you, what do the really successful families do well? And you see it, from the Rockefellers, or you drive down, you see Chase Bank, that's someone's last name. All these places you see someone's
Morgan,
last name.
Morgan
More
Stanley.
Morgan Stanley, people forget those are people's last names. Everything from someone's imagination you see out there is someone's family. So what are the ones that do really well? You look at Donald Trump. I was reading a little bit of his book. Like, they came from wealth, but to go and to take that wealth and to take it now to the next level. And his children now, I see all of his children. They're they're all killers. What do they do really well that keep this? Like, I mean, that's legacy, man.
Lose the attitude of, oh my gosh, I worked so hard and I don't want my children to, and I want to give them everything.
Mm.
That is the most destructive attitude you can have if you want to preserve your legacy and your wealth. They need to work. I think what Shaq said, I'm rich, you're not rich.
Yeah.
He's great. I want to put him on stage for all the families. See what he's saying? That's what you tell your kids. Um, so you need to have them work. You also need them to understand that they're not spenders, they're stewards. That wealth isn't theirs. It is something that they are privileged to steward to the next generation. And not just for selfish wealth preservation, but for charity and for their foundation and for their good works. They have to be a good steward. They also need to do something other than play video games on the couch going, trust payment day. They need to
Us.
work, right? They
Hmm.
need to have purpose. We all need to have purpose. That can be through the foundation. They can go get a job with another family. They can go work in the regular world. It doesn't matter, but they need to have purpose. They need to work. They need to learn the value of a dollar. It's very important. And they need to, at the same time, look out for themselves. I will tell you, as we send off our next gens to college, and I think I told you this, there has been some schemes to try to get the admissions lists for incoming freshmen, because you come from this little bubble where your family's protecting you, and now you're out in the world, right? First time freshman in college. And people will get their names and they'll figure out where they are on campus and become their friend and
Oh,
on a date with
targets.
them, and either marry them or ask the family for a payoff to stop dating. And you're like, oh, well, that's nasty. But think about that poor little 18-year-old who just fell in love for the first time and now has their heart shattered,
Mhm.
right?
Imagine.
And to teach a beautiful child that you have to not be trusting, that you have to call me at the family office and have me run them real quick to find out who they are and what they've been up to, really stinks. It's not a nice way to have to deal with life, because we want our kids to trust and to love and to be kind. But unfortunately, in this situation, there's problems with that.
No, I love this conversation because it's like I'm picturing myself being in this level as we continue to grow and having like I'm gonna have a family office, and these are powerful lessons that you're saying, right? And it's interesting. It's a different world because you have some people's full-time job is how can I take money from wealthy people? Imagine someone studying, looking at the last name, saying, okay, go and maybe you date that person. Like someone's full-time running a business on how I can take. And you have wealthy people, their full-time thing is on how I can serve. And it's just like it's the same energy, but so that's very interesting how you're saying that. It's like when you amass this type of wealth, it's really like you're a huge target. Does that like bring a lot of paranoia in your job
My entire job is thinking about what could go wrong.
for the
That's my
family?
whole job. Yeah. And how can I put in a structure or a trust or an LLC or an insurance policy or something if that situation ever comes
Happen.
up, and it may not, to protect them.
Yeah.
I don't say it's paranoia because I've
Hmm.
been doing this long enough,
Hmm.
where I think of it more as it's my job to put those things in place to protect them. And if XYZ never comes to play, great. But if it does, we've got that in place. We know the plan. There is no, oh gosh, there's a fire. I don't have a fire extinguisher. I've got 20 fire extinguishers, a hose, and the fire department on, speed dial. So I know what to do.